For a limited time only, get your Mr. Turbo 458 Pirate Durag. The ladies love it. What's up, guys? We're here with another update for the crazy mini bike build. It's just about time to TIG weld this thing up. Let me show you what we've been doing. It's just been kind of a cluttered mess. You can kind of see in the background here, we're extending the actual portion where the rear tire goes, and then we are also extending the main section of the frame. If you haven't checked out the previous episodes of this build, do so and check that out. It's pretty interesting. You'll catch up on why I'm doing what and how I'm doing what. So here's our Go Power Sports sprocket hub. Thank you, Go Power Sports. Even though I bought it, I still appreciate them being there, and I also appreciate them having stuff that I need at a lower cost than a lot of other places. So thank you for that. The aluminum sprocket for a 520 chain. This is a 40 tooth. We picked that up off of Speedway Motors of all places. It was for like a dirt track midget car or something. We'll go over here. So here is our brake rotor. As you see, the clearances are pretty tight here between the actual edge of the tire and the rotor, which is fine. Same thing with the sprocket. The sprocket is going to be very challenging. We're actually going to have to run it as close to the tire as possible, and we may even have to move the engine slightly over or make an offset sprocket for the engine side to get the chain far enough away from our tire, but also not so far where it's interfering with the frame. So this is the same tube that we used on the main frame section here. We lathe turned it, we took 10/1000ths of an inch off, and the tubing that we're using to extend this is actually a perfect fit for this. What we're going to do is we're going to rosette weld each hole on this side and on this side. Same thing over here. And then obviously once this thing's extended, this section here will get welded to it. Now, a lot of you are probably looking at this and saying, wow, that's a really narrow center section to go on this big fat wide rear section. That's okay. I have a plan for that. Oddly enough, I know, right? We are going to use a tube gusset to come off of this to here on each side to triangulate that. And then, like I said in my previous video, I'm planning on running some sort of an X brace in here. That's to be determined where it needs to go and how it needs to sit because of our engine placement. Oops. Time to regrind. Alright, and just like magic, we got the frame all tacked up and straight. We used our welding table as a reference point so that we could get it square. Hopefully the welding table is fairly square. So there you have it. We got our frame tack welded back together. Yes, I'm wearing a pirate do-rag. Should I sell these things? You know, say Mr. Turbo 458. For a limited time only, get your Mr. Turbo 458 pirate do-rag. The ladies love it. I don't know. Probably not. Anyway, these are actually great if you're MIG welding. It keeps the spatter from melting your hair if you're laying on your back under a car. These are flame resistant, and I'm too lazy to take it off and put my hat on to do this video. We got our frame upgraded. You can kind of see in the background here. It's still very hot, so I'm not going to touch it with my bare hands, obviously. That would be a smart choice. We got our fish mouth area done. We got that tacked in. We got all this tacked in. So, and it is pretty straight. It is pretty level. We put a level straight edge on it and checked it, and it seems to be fine. I don't think we're gonna have any problems with the straightness of it. It's a pretty forgiving frame design. So overall, we should have close to a 60-inch wheelbase, provided I don't modify this thing here. Stay tuned, and we will see you on the next video.